Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm still here. Anyway, I put up some alerts, more alerts. Um, anyway, uh, again, everyone, thank you for listening. And I hope everything that I tell you, it helps. Anyway, I'm on here. Now, this isn't for, as I said plenty of times, but I need to get it out there. It's not for the ones who are already turning their lives around. I am so proud of you. I'm proud of everybody. But this is for, you know, ones that are constantly continuing and whatever and not speaking up and whatever because they just put themselves in the middle. Okay. Well, this was done before and I can speak about it now. You see, not only my ancestors, but all ancestors, because they're tired of it. And because these ones think that they can, I don't know, trick me doing the same thing. Well, our ancestors, it's groups, different ones doing each thing. Even the powerful gangster warriors, archangels, etc. One by one is taken care of. And the groups all at once. All of them. We don't need a whole bunch of groups to take care of. Okay? So, I'm just letting you know. But to let you know that this has already been going on. They just took over. I'm saying just. They've been. But now it's even more. They took over all apps, devices, and etc. You see, before I, I say what I was told, I did say you messed with the wrong one. And I did say, do not anger spirit. Didn't I say that? Okay. Now, I was also, and I've been saying all the gossip and etc. Whatever that's being done. I don't care. You could do whatever because, as that saying goes, the truth will come to light. And these ones, it wasn't only for me. I got definitely, I always get confirmation from God, Jesus, spirit first. But different things, what I was told, I can see that it is for others. And I'm proud of that. That, like I said, you could say whatever. And I've been saying everything is going to be done in public. Now, it doesn't matter if you see it and, and others do. That means that, whatever to bring people down, people aren't putting it up. So what I say, what's going to happen, it's all true. And it didn't get to you yet for you to see. Or, you know, if someone puts it up, you'll see it. But anyway, you see, they are sick and tired of all the BS ones are putting out. You know, the lies, love bombing, you know, especially the ones who pretending to get people to meet them. Now, I put that up about that and etc. And I explained what they're really trying to do, especially if you meet up with them and tell them where you're staying, you know, at the hotel or wherever. Anyway, ones who are constantly sending fake accounts, pretending to be who you're not, you know, the same BS. Hacking phones to get information, tracking, and etc. See, you and your little blanks just cursed yourselves. And I said that. And also who cursed themselves are the ones who are getting these ones that are setting them up, you know, who are bullying people's families because you can't get to them. So you have to get to families, right? And people who have children, you know, to take their finances or their money or, you know, have people plan it, you know, plant them wherever they deal with, you know, stuff like that. It's not only me that it's happening to. So no, I'm not speaking about myself. You know, and have them pretend that it's for whoever you're doing it to. But, you know, whoever you're telling to do it to, whoever's families and children and etc., they have to give it to you, right? You're sending your children or any child or children, you know, maybe it's your friend's children, or, oh, I don't know, you took them and they have to do your dirty work? Well, either way, you don't like any of them, even your children. So it doesn't matter. So now, not only you, but the ones you got to do it, you just cursed. Not only you, you know, that, it's with everything, what's going on. It's like, no, you know, it's like, with everything. You know, trying to take people, poison people, put things in stuff. You know, especially when I said about my situation and spoke about it, what's happening for others to, be careful if something sounded familiar, what happened to me. Well, I wasn't joking. You're all going to prison without bail for life, without any kind of parole or whatever, you know, getting off or getting out with, good behavior. It's all going to be denied till, you know, God says it's for real and you turned your life around for the good and you will never do it again. I've been saying that. And let's go with, the kids and everything, banging on cars that you are all getting, you know, and bullying, at schools and, or colleges or whatever. Well, the kids, well, they're past 18 or they're 18. As people say, they're old enough. Not really, not in my book. I mean, they still need to learn, they need guidance. But, you see, it depends how they will be punished. Unless they're exactly like you and refuse to heal like you and refuse to turn their lives around, well, then they will be joining all of you. Oh, and for you to constantly hear, it's your fault. You had me do this under all the lies I fell for, instead of teaching me the right way and finding out, oh, that's how it's been, generation after generation and stuff like that. So you just got, instead of doing something right, oh, what was done to me, oh, denying that you're doing it to, your children or to anybody because you refuse to see that you're just following the, the pattern. And then, if you taught it to someone else, or your child or children, you have to deny it and say, oh, no, not mine. You know how it goes. You see, and also all these alerts that I have been putting up, even if I didn't get a chance to look it up, I always said to, check into it, with the full details. and to stop it. But with everything I do put up, it's all true because I can hear it from God, when He tells me to put things up. And I also said that, I do get things from these MFers, snot noses and whatever else you want to call them, the Chuchelinis, and it, I can go on, but, send me stuff, thinking that they're going to trick me, and this way they can go and gossip and, say, see, they're lying. I didn't see anything. It wasn't in here. I checked into it and they're lying. Oh, well, that's why I tell you to check it into it, because I know that, it's going to be, you know, spoken about, that you're trying to tell people that I'm lying because you're sending it to me. Don't think I didn't know that either. But the thing is, I did put something up recent to let you know. All those alerts, you see, like the trends, what your kids are doing, and we need to put a stop to it. They're putting stuff into whatever, the vapes and everything. They're putting it in there. This way they can share to others, with others. Because they did it, once before. Oh, it didn't hurt them or harm them or whatever. But, now they're sharing it with others. Not knowing if stuff like that they're, allergic to or whatever. Now, because children today don't listen, because they're learning off of others whose parents really don't, they do the same thing, but deny it. I'm not saying all parents are, but I'm telling you how patterns, people know how to windle, stuff to make people, convince them. The innocent ones. To do stuff. So now, if anything happened to, another child, you do know that your children are going to be put up for murder, right? Or attempted. Do you know that? Or you don't care? Oh, that's right. You don't, because, And the other stuff, like what I put up. But I'll say that. But with this, it's like, what you want them to show, what's being done to them, right? These kids, they want to show what's being done to them or done to you, that you're doing it to them. See, it's called many of things. Being bullied. So they have to go bully other children or whoever, adults, doing it to other adults or to people's children. Even though you're an adult, Or, your children want to be popular. So they do that. You know, oh, I know. And putting pressure on your children. So, or an adult getting put pressured on. So you have to do it to another adult or whatever. You get what I mean. Put pressuring someone to do something or whatever. Oh, let's not forget, threaten people for, oh, you don't do this. Oh, I'll do this if you don't. And, most innocent ones, good ones, or whatever, believes it. So we need to start speaking about all that. Don't fall for it. Because that's another thing that, adults are doing. And I put that alert up telling you that you owe for, whatever, for court, or you forgot or did something or whatever, and you need to drive to the court station, whatever, how you say it, and they track you, that you need to put, the speaker on your phone and block you, stuff like that, to meet you, to take you, to do whatever. But, children are doing that to be popular. They're threatening, you know. You know how it all works. You see, thinking, especially if that's what you're doing, because someone's doing it to you. So you need to do it to the others. Well, the other one is, well, I'll do it to others to get. And whoever's doing it to you, they won't know. Really? How many times did you try that? How many times? Well, one, you don't hide it very well, whatever you're trying to do. And really, think about it. What's better? Putting up with all the lies, threats, and whatever else, sitting back, watching things being done, and doing to others, like it's not going to, affect them, whatever, how, whatever is being done. Or is it better to speak the F up and end it for good? So what's better? Huh? As I said, especially with the alerts, the recalls, and etc., to check everything out, to see if it's real or fake. Yeah, I said that. I also put up what else is being, what else is happening. You see, all the, even if it's fake or not, especially with the recalls, that it's happening anyway. I did say people think it's so funny to put things, they get an idea and they put things up, you know. Or in my case, I looked something up and then what? Less than a week later, it was recalled. So, other than, or maybe they, the groups are trying something new, but for me to look up just to see, this way I can, like everybody know, wasn't just, it wasn't for me. I just thought of something, oh, let me look it up. And then, not even a week later, it's recalled. So, whoever thinks is doing it, I guess, thinks that I'm speaking about them. I'm just letting people know what's going on. Did I mention your names? Did I say? Well, that's your problem if you get caught. I mean, if you weren't doing it and, you heard about it, wouldn't you want somebody to get caught? Or no, you're believing into whoever planted you there that, you're going to get paid or things are going to be happening, for good, for the good for you. You keep believing that lie. No, they just set you up, as I said. You see, so they saw, even though I had it all blocked, and they knew that. This way they couldn't see, in the history. But now you've found out who I'm doing it before I delete it, right? Good one. So you saw that I looked up Lay's potato chips. So you planted someone to do it. Interesting. Well, like I said, it's happening or not. And I knew that anyway. That's why I looked it up. I knew it was going to happen before I looked it up. That's why I looked it up to see if it was already done. So, when it's happening, doesn't matter what it is. So why, as soon as it is done, or getting ready to be done. And like I said, it's not only with recalls, it's with anything, you know, to harm anyone and whatever else. Why is it no one is speaking up or has spoken up before it gets to wherever, shipped, or whoever it gets shipped to, and etc. It's called do things in secret, with evidence, to trustworthy, authorities. Like that one that I said, you know, uh, meeting someone, you go to in secret, whatever. Here's the whatever you have, or saying, hey, it's gone down here, or stuff is being done on whatever, being put in with whatever. You get what I mean. It's called, instead of you being set up, you set them up. To be caught. Not put yourselves in the middle and get the karma and ruin your lives and your families. Because with everything I said, once something is done and not taken care of right away, it's done. And you're in the middle now. It will be Jesus who you need to be on the side with, on their side. And it depends if Jesus wants to be on your side or not. It depends on what you did and how long. But I'm just saying, don't let people scare you or do these, scare tactics, etc. It's called, you do things under radar, or whatever, how you want to say it, in secret, or whatever. You know something. Why don't you be, you're innocent, or I don't know. You get what I mean. You see something, and it's not right, or if you don't know if it's true or not, doesn't matter. You're saving a person's life. And what the, people being planted, in, I don't know, factories or wherever anything is made and it's being done. Like I just put a thing up at, on community about another alert. Somebody bought their child a Barbie. They opened it up. They saw all white powder wrapped, dropping, but taped to the back of the box, which a child would have, especially if they opened it up, would have touched, or an adult would have touched, and touched that pattern. which was fentanyl, but you don't know what else is being, whatever, like that stuff that is going around, to make you get dizzy and pass out or whatever, blah, 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 whatever. If things aren't being done now, before it actually happens, how's that we're protecting each other? Or, making it better by being quiet, too afraid to speak up. Because, if you have faith, believe me, Jesus and God, it doesn't matter if you are trying to run from, an abuser or whatever. They will make sure that they stay in prison or jail or whatever, and they cannot come near you. Restraining orders are going to start being, whatever, uh, on their toes. Once someone, you have an restraining order, it should be soon as it doesn't matter. All forces, authorities, doesn't matter what town, state, etc., whatever, or if someone comes over on a plane that they know, everywhere should know about the restraining order. Once they step foot close enough, or not even close enough, that will take not that long to get to you. Those ones should be arrested right away. No more of them sneaking in. No one has no idea until it's too late. No, things need to be different now. No more. Doesn't matter, if they get off on good behavior. Now, God and, Spirit are going to make sure if they do it again, because they're tired of ones who know that they will do it again, get out. I mean, how could you put someone on the street who will do it again? And if they do get out, they need something put on them. If they go near where they're not supposed to, except work and back home or whatever, if they're not doing anything good, especially if, it was a restraining order or whatever, abusing and all that, and if they're near, why would you let someone out? But you get everything, what I mean. Things are going to start doing good. No more changing the old laws and stuff like that. No. If you are, I don't know how you would say it, of authority or whatever you are doing, and there's a lot good ones, but the bad ones are, making it hard for others. But you get what I mean. We need to stop all this. and make sure that the right papers, and make sure it's done, because I am tired of certain ones that I hear saying, oh, it's just a piece of paper. You know, if anything happens, we'll get there in time, whatever, or this or that. We can't do anything unless, you know, I hear different people saying all kinds of stuff that it happened, but most of the time it was too late. So now things need to be different and start really putting protection and people protecting each other. It shouldn't matter. You are all doing your own thing and coming together and helping out and whatever to build up, to make it better, to be comfortable in living, having fun. It shouldn't matter what people, who they are, or how they do things, how, what race or whatever it, what nationality, what religion or whatever. We all want the same. So it doesn't matter. If you don't agree with somebody, ask, say, hey, how come you don't agree with me? Maybe we can, talk it over. Maybe we will agree with something or whatever. Or just walk away instead of going all through that. That doesn't mean that you're enemies. You just didn't agree. And children should do the same. Instead of bullying and getting into fights for no reason. Because somebody, oh, I saw your girl with somebody else, or I saw your guy with somebody, blah, 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 whatever. And then all I know is to be in a fight with someone. Why does violence have to be the answer? And I keep saying this. There's a time and the place, when you desperately actually need it. That's when everyone comes together to help each other. That true enemies who are trying to harm you, that everyone else will bring down and show them you're being stupid or whatever you want to say. They're not stupid. They're being stupid. I mean, everybody was all taught, oh, don't go outside. There's a lot of, things going on. Oh, that one's not for you. Or, oh no, that's not how you raise children. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Well, from now on, don't raise children, or, people trying to tell you what to do instead of helping you. They're telling you what to do because they're telling you lies and they're jealous or whatever. You could tell the difference. But from now on, it's like I am sick and tired of people telling people how to do things It's one thing in trying it out and all that. Everyone is different. And I did warn, I don't know how many saw it, but anyway, you do not anger spirit. There is so much that people do not know what I came up against. Nobody knows. Only me and spirit. You know. But little by little, I mean, I will maybe say, but I'm tired of listening to different things and no one is doing anything about it. Because we were all taught, oh, yeah, uh, believe me, if someone's bullying and nothing's being done, like, again, I'm tired of, school saying, oh, yeah, we're bully free, we're drug free, blah, 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 whatever. But meantime, I'm not saying all teachers are, taking the bullies, side and making it hard for whoever. Oh, we can't do anything about it. Do you know how much they donate and help the schools and blah, blah, blah? I'm tired of all that. This is why today, it's like if your child is being bullied and the bully does something first, you make sure that they are put to the ground to show them you do not mess with me again. And technically, ones who know who really started it better take care of it. Because God's not playing anymore. I mean, letting things go for so long. I told you, everything's happening instantly from now on. It doesn't matter if you're newcomers, doing shit, crap, whatever. Everyone's going to learn from the ones who are getting caught and been caught. No more sliding and waiting years and years and centuries and whatever for everything to repeat. And, all the patterns and everything. No. People know what to do. The world is going to be run the right way. No more, people conning people, scamming people, or, ruining people. No more. Everything's going to be done naturally, whatever the light and the dark does. And they know. Because I know I broke all the chains for our ancestors and generational, whatever. I broke all that for the whole entire family that is here. But if they don't buy by it and they continue to do Well, they just put it back on themselves and their family, not the whole entire family, their own, whoever, you know, and that is for everybody. Whoever broke it, and you know it, you have to keep it going, not to repeat patterns and etc. But for those family, cousins, whoever is involved, what they've done, they put that curse back on themselves. So, spirit knows what, and the underworld or whatever, the dark and the light, they know exactly how, but it all got all, whatever. No more. And there's no more envy or whatever. It took me years, and I've been, since I was young, trying to do everything the right way and make a life out of myself, whatever. For what? Because I was surrounded by lies that wouldn't tell me what stuff, speaking about, being spiritual and what I do, that no one, and that I learned on my own by listening to, spirit themselves. And trying to heal. Well, I did, but heal at the same time because everybody was at me and continuing. Well, I'm healed. I still have a little bit left because you have no idea what, you know, besides the point. Anyway, no more. And ones that are innocent and good or whatever, don't let anyone take from you for them to benefit. Everyone, always keep on up on your toes, okay? Because ones like that shouldn't just slide by as long as whatever. Everyone deserves to be happy and, living right and all that. And things constantly going up, knowing people can't afford it. And it doesn't matter if people are, have money or not. Things shouldn't just continue to go up and up like that, like in tripled the amount or maybe higher. While, and now things are being all recalled and everything. I mean, it's ridiculous. You buy 5 things, 6 things, and it's almost, $300, $200. For what? Nothing. I mean, for that amount, it should really be less than that. you know, that you buy stuff for a month or whatever. Yeah, maybe. But now things last what? Maybe not even a week or a week for that amount. But now it's okay, pick and choose because everything's being recalled for what? Why? Because it's still being done. And not one can find out who or how it's being done. So really think about it. Things that are being made. It's happening, it's going inside whatever, that big, whatever, mixing thing to put it out, into whatever you put it in. So it has to be done like that. Or, with some things, how is it still being shipped to, whatever? And I like to know if it's not being done there, think about it, that it's being done wherever the next stop is, or to be shipped out to stores and everything everywhere else, that it's not being done there. I mean, really think about it. Why is things shipped and taken so long to get to people or to stores or whoever? Why is it being so long or held up or whatever? You know, boxes being crushed, stuff like that. Is it all being done and you're trying to get to every package or every little thing? Is that where it's being all done? I bought something for someone, someone's, baby. I bought it for their birthday. I think at that time, this was a long time ago, but their baby was, I think, 2 years old, 3 years old, or whatever. And I knew they liked it, so I bought it. I received it, and it was like the box was, I mean, it wasn't fragile. The box was just thrown. It was all crushed up, you know, whatever. That's fine. I opened it up. Blood all on it and whatever else. I had to throw it away. But don't think that I didn't show the authorities first. I don't know what happened to them. Nobody knew where it happened. You know, that's all ridiculous. How's things happening? And if you did get cut or whatever, how in the world can you deliver something like that or pack something like that still? Instead of, like, say you're at the factory and what I bought, instead of leaving it on there, you just packed it up. Instead of, oh, okay, hey, can you stick in a different one in, you know, and throw that away or go put it in a washer or something or whatever, and then go take care of your whatever, your cut? No, there was a reason why you kept that in there. wasn't it? Because you thought I would be stupid and touch it, right? Ha, that's okay. Spirit will get you anyway. I mean, they probably already did, but besides the point, people know exactly and understand what I'm trying to say. Because in between what I'm trying to say, also, I'm getting all kinds of stuff again. Things, and a lot of things that's just been sliding by. It all needs to be put to a stop. It's one thing that you think you're preventing me, like hacking my phone to make sure that, everything I look up, some's wrong, some, I can't get to, or whoever, it's like my phone, everything. Like 9 o'clock at night, I get a phone call. Huh. What? You're afraid to leave messages? I had one again yesterday. Call. It was well known, whatever. But you listen to the message. Oh, you won? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah. But it's that time where, I don't know, those ones, oh, you won $1 million. Those ones are sending, coming around again. Oh, wait, it's almost Easter. Jesus is coming. Well, he's been here, but now he's going to make sure that, things are going to be done. He's here. He's been here. And so has, like I said, my gangster, all the powerful archangels are all out. They sent their men. So, whatever happens, I mean, I'm just putting out what I'm told. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but it's all bad. And you did mess with the wrong person, especially when you came after, who you think is my family, blah, 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 whatever. I mean, that was put a stop to, whatever. I mean, everything is going back to you instantly. And it's going down. But anyway, I just came on to say about let people know, especially if you're a newcomer, and you're trying to do whatever to me. You're people are, and the older ones that think that they're not getting caught because you're still doing it. Yeah, okay. It wasn't time yet. That's why you didn't get caught. I mean, And for those ones that anytime I send a comment or something, I don't know, that you're pretending to be them to send something to me in a comment. You know very well that you know who I am, and you think that I would forget that you're sending it, that I'm a new person that doesn't, that will fall for it. No. I mean, if I'm told, oh, let's play, I will until that moment. Oh, you know, can you send me something? Or can you, whatever. I mean, even now, women and men are doing it. Or I should say, they're pretending to be young adults. Oh, can you be my sugar mama? And if you want toys, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. That's not a good idea if you're, and they say, oh, I'm in college. Well, okay. Well, that's not a good way to, do and pay for stuff. When you all know that you're sending it to the same person, you already know. And you already know what I will do. Well, my men, they're still going to try, later on when, I'm not taking care of other things. They're going to teach me how to block people and whatever. But right now they're doing all that. And they know who is on my phone and who isn't. Okay? They know. And so does my team, as in spirit. God knows and all that. So does my ancestors. That's why they're taking over all the apps and crap, because they're going to put a stop to it. They know who is supposed to be on my phone and who isn't supposed to. So does my team, but I called in more. Now their spirit's going to handle it. This way you won't try to figure out who my team is. And you won't anyway, but spirit's taking over and they're going to make it public who all of you are. So anyway, I gotta go. I have a lot to do. So I hope this helps. And again, thank you everyone who is here, who is, subscribe, visit, whatever. And I don't know what else. But anyway, thank you. And I hope this helps. Everyone have a great morning, day. Ciao.